the problem with that is when you say that pretty much anything's a probiotic if it has a lactobacilli or bifidobacterium in it, how is a consumer or a physician going to know that that product has quality and it has been clinically tested? And so you'll always get people who benefit from these products and they feel better with them. And I think that's terrific, and they should keep taking them. But the bigger market, the bigger opportunity, the more important resolution of problems is going to come from products that are human tested. So if I was to say to you, what is acidophilus? Well, acidophilus isn't a probiotic. Lactobacillus acidophilus is a type of bacteria. And in fact, it's not the most common organism found in the gut, and it's not even the most common lactobacillus found in the gut. And in microbiology, it's no longer just Lactobacillus acidophilus. They've changed the species, and so some of them are called Jensenii and Crispatus and Gallinarum, and they have other names. And so don't be fooled by the term acidophilus, because really it's almost meaningless. And let me give you an example. If I said to you, if you give me $200 tonight, I'll give you dinner with Brad Pitt, or could be Charlotte Johansson, or someone that you think would be wonderful to meet. And you get to the restaurant, and in the case of Brad Pitt, this 45-year-old, small, bald gentleman walks in, and he happens to be from Scotland, where I come from originally. Then, as much as he may be handsome, it's going to be pretty disappointing for you, because that's not the Brad Pitt you expected. The Brad Pitt you expected is handsome, Hollywood actor, etc. Well, the same for acidophilus. You have to define what it is you want. You won't have to say which Brad Pitt, where does he live, is he a Hollywood actor, etc. You have to define which acidophilus, where's the clinical data to show that it truly is a proper acidophilus. And then another thing companies do is they have billions and billions. Well, you know what? Billions and billions don't necessarily work. And this is the super size me concept, that if everyone adds more and more and more, it'll be better. Well, it isn't necessarily the case. The body only has room for so many organisms. And for example, in the vagina, once you have more than 1 billion per gram, then it's too many. In fact, the vagina will essentially discharge and get rid of the excess. And so that concept is not correct. And the other concept, which is a problem for me, is they've added strains. So our product contains 12 strains or 15 strains, and the concept is that if you add every single lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, then that must make it the super product. Well, again, that's not the case at all. You can have one lactobacilli that has an anti-inflammatory effect, and you can have another lactobacilli that has a pro-inflammatory effect. And pro-inflammatory means it's trying to fight infection. And so if you put them both together, they may actually negate each other's activity. And not only that, they produce what we call bacteriocins, and so one lactobacilli can kill another lactobacilli. So you have to prove that the combination that you've developed is in fact added value. So when you add 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, that each is an extra level of efficiency or efficacy. So again, looking at quality of products is absolutely critical. And then lastly, how do these work? Can you tell me how it works? And so if I have bacterial vaginosis, I would like to tell you how the lactobacilli actually function. And in many cases in the probiotics on the market, or so-called probiotics, they really have no idea. And so they'll say things like, it balances the intestinal flora. Well, we don't really know what the intestinal flora is like in any case. So how would we know when it's balanced? And we don't think balancing is necessarily the case. You have to modulate the environment, optimize the environment. In the vagina, you have to have an environment that has the acidic pH comes back. You have an anti-inflammatory situation in one sense, but you know what? You need to have a pro-inflammatory in another, because if you have an infection, you need the body to help fight that infection.